For generations, the steel cage match has been considered one of the most ruthless matches of all time.
What a stomp! Good grief! Kick right on point.
The best way to describe combatants clashing inside a steel cage is its battle of attrition. Sometimes a superstar is left with no choice but to fight fire with fire and do whatever they need to do in order to win the match. And sometimes it comes down to a superstar doing whatever they need to do in order to survive.
Harsh impact. Byron, you touched on this earlier, but it's so important for a superstar to accept that there's nowhere to run and nowhere to hide in a steel cage match. That the conflict will be resolved within the 15-foot-high steel walls that surround the ring. And that losing a cage match can mean much more than a mark in the loss column. For some, it has meant the end of their career.
It's difficult to describe the damage that can be done to a superstar who competes in a steel cage match. We see the physical harm, but we don't see the psychological effects from being inside the cage. Make no mistake about it, Michael. The steel cage truly represents survival of the fittest.
What a stomp! Good grief! Oh, and a backbreaker!
Right to the spine. The rivalry between Ultimate Warrior and Ravishing Rick Rude began during the Super Pose Down at the 1989 Royal Rumble. Then it progressed to where both superstars battled over the Intercontinental Championship. At SummerSlam 90,
Seth Rollins is in position. Corey, the WWE Championship match between the Ultimate Warrior and Ravishing Rick Rude was the second half of the double main event at 1990 SummerSlam. The rivalry between the Warrior and the Ravishing One was so heated that no one knew what to expect once the two men were able to battle inside a steel cage, which at the time was the most grueling match in all of WWE.
He's got some fight left in him.
Gonna take more than that.
There's a certain feeling that comes over the combatants in a steel cage match once they hear the door close.
An easy kick out there.
Not yet.
Yeah, I don't believe that he didn't win this match right there.
Too soon. You spoke about this earlier, Corey. It's crucial for a WWE superstar to fully understand the gravity of the situation they're in when they battle inside a 15-foot-high steel cage. An individual must be ready to endure pure brutality and be prepared for the fight of their life. No one leaves a steel cage match without scars.
Corey, you said something of value for once, and that anything is legal inside the steel cage. To that point, something else we've seen over the years is interference. Whether it's The Undertaker coming up through the ring or John Cena getting bashed in the head with the cage door from the outside, it's all legal in the cage. If you're an earshot of Seth Rollins, he'll make sure you know he's the future of the WWE. And if you don't believe him, he'll just tell you to sit and watch.
I have to partially agree with you, Byron, when you said Seth Rollins is the future of the WWE, but I believe Seth thinks the future is already here.
Without a doubt, Cole, Rollins is at the top of the class of this generation of WWE superstars. Some might think he's cocky, but Seth only sees himself as the man.
Kevin Owens is a superstar who believes he has nothing to prove. That all the opportunities in the WWE should be handed to him at his own discretion. That just because he's had a tenure in this business for nearly 2 decades, he feels he deserves to be respected on that note alone.
Starting to struggle. You mentioned Kevin Owens' long tenure in this business, Byron. The funny thing about that is Owens uses his experience as leverage to say he's seen all the competition, and no one in WWE compares to him.
Well, I don't think KO's eyes are lying to him. When you look at the WWE roster, not many superstars are as well-traveled as Kevin Owens. He may have gone around the world to cross the street, but Kevin Owens always belonged in WWE.
This might be it.
Oh my.
This might be it.
Oh my.
It makes sense for Seth Rollins to hold a tag team title with one of his Shield brothers, but to hold it with the overachieving Jason Jordan was the result of a series of unfortunate events.
Seth Rollins getting ready. To the back of the neck.
He can end it here.
Seth Rollins just changed the momentum of this match.
Those unfortunate events you mentioned, Corey, included a long-term injury to Rollins' tag team partner, Dean Ambrose. Jason Jordan then inserted himself into the Seth Rollins rivalry with the Bar, ultimately winning the tag titles on Christmas night.
Yeah, Raw General Manager Kurt Angle must have thought the duo were good boys all year long to grant them that opportunity. Rollins and Jordan had their own Miracle on 34th Street fight, while the Bar left with Cole in their stockings that night.
Leave it to Byron to make Christmas references.
He's sending a message to the entire WWE locker room here.
Harsh impact.
We talk about how important stipulations are in a steel cage match. If superstars sign a contract where the only way to win is escape the cage and have both your feet touch the floor, the competitors must have...
Yes! Unreal performance.
This match wasn't exactly a barn burner, but we can't expect every superstar to be on their A game every time, I guess. Overall, this match was average at best, but not every match is going to be memorable. In fact, I've almost forgotten it happened already. These guys showed flashes in this match, but flashes don't exactly set the world on fire, as these highlights show very well. This was one of those matches that had flashes of brilliance, but never quite lived up to all the hype. Good match overall.
Winner, Seth Rollins.
Wow, aggressions was certainly at an all-time high during that steel cage match.
I can't say that I'm all that surprised about the outcome. When it's your night, it's your night.
And that'll do it here for this one-on-one match. I hope you enjoyed it as much as this live crowd appears